Okay, my name is Vaughn Gibbs, and this is my case study analysis on Dr. John's and John Osher himself and Dr. John's spin brush and their product, the spin brush. My initial thoughts were with Dr. John that he was kind of flighty, but that's a good thing. As an entrepreneur, you kind of get that itch, and you are just looking for new opportunities constantly. So when I was first reading the review and kind of going through his background a little bit, my initial reaction was that he should sell the business. He seems like the type that starts up something and he's not really dedicated to a specific industry, that he would start up this, get it going after a couple years, and then sell it off, just like he did with the suckers, just like he did with the baby products, just like he did with the insulated energy saving water heaters, the water heater covers, I should say. So, and then not to mention the toys and everything else that he'd been involved with, to be dabbling in now the health oral care industry seemed like it was a new area for him, and something that again, he's not very dedicated to. So I personally felt in my initial review that he should sell a business. It was doing very, very well. At this point, they had gone from selling 7 units a day to selling 6,000 units a day. And just at the 6,000 unit rate, and that's in less than a year, but just at the 6,000 units a day rate, that values a company, if they were to do 6,000 a day every day for 365 days, they're looking at a little over $13 million just in sales. I couldn't find particular margins for the toothbrush itself, but working with a distributor that had already had the technology, already had things in place because of the spin sucker that he had done previously, I'm anticipating that even at a high end, that the margins were 50%. Or I'm sorry, even at a high cost end, the margins were 50%. So I'm figuring he's making 50% margins. That would value him $6.5 million in the green every single year. So that's pretty incredible for a brand new startup business that has only $1 million in debt, if you call it that. Obviously, $400,000 of it is his own money. $100,000 coming from investors that previously that he was able to pull together. So really, he's not carrying any debt. Incredibly low overhead. Just at that revenue stream, he's looking at $13 million a year. That's not even factoring in long-term values. But if you were to put a 10-year value on there, then I would be saying, or a 10-year growth, if you want to call it that, on the business, and you're looking at $130 million projection. I'm sorry, a 10-year projection on them. You're looking at $130 million just based off of the $13 million a year that they're doing now. Pretty incredible stuff for something that is less than basically a year and a half old. For him to be pulling that kind of value down is phenomenal. But that was really his intention, right? Is he went in there feeling like the low overhead was the way to go. Just like he had said, and the things that he had learned previously, that he wasn't going to waste his time with hiring a bunch of people and having all these aspects of the business that he thought were necessary that really weren't. And so having just 9 people, having little to no debt, and doing $13 million in sales is pretty incredible. So that's where I would value the business, somewhere around $130 million, because it's a new product on the market. It's an entirely foreign product, because it kind of fills that gap between the high-end electric toothbrushes to the manual toothbrush, and allows people that opportunity to dabble into the market. Even if his repeat business isn't that great, it's the step towards people saying, hey, I like my manual brush, I like the control of the manual brush, but I don't want to go spend 92, or I think it was over $80, I think is what the case study said, over $80 for one electric toothbrush. I don't want to make that jump quite yet, and not knowing that I'm actually going to like it. So here's this product that's $6 compared to my average toothbrush of $4. I can give that a shot and see if I'm going to like it first, and know if that's the step that I want to go. So I feel like he's found a niche. And that's really what John's background is. In all the other industries that he was a part of, he found a niche. He found something that nobody else was doing, and he made that his own. So again, that's kind of playing towards why my initial reaction was that he should sell the business, because it gives him a chance to get back out on the golf course like he was doing before, and jump into things. But after our discussion on Thursday with my partners, I kind of changed my tune, because it was doing so well, and because it had such a rapid trajectory. This is something that, if he just stuck it out for a few more years, could really explode onto the scene, and be something that could really take his net worth to a whole new level if the meteoric rise were to continue. And after the case study was over, I actually did. So that was where I ended. That he should actually stay with the business. He's got great people around him, former COO, CFOs, people that are way overqualified for the job that they're doing, but because there's only 9 of them, that's what they were. So I did a little review of the business afterwards, and saw that he sold it for 119 million in 2001, I believe, and then a year later, Procter & Gamble Crest had valued it at $475 million. So I understand both sides of it. He is an entrepreneur. He's looking for his next opportunity. Let's sell it while it's high. Let's move on. But had he stuck it out, just like we had talked about in our case study at the end, he could be valuing it at $500 million. Phenomenal experience, phenomenal genius that this individual is, and really is somebody that could be an incredible entrepreneur, or that is an incredible entrepreneur, that could be a credible mentor, somebody that I'd want to ask a lot of those questions that we reviewed on Thursday in our case study. But ultimately, that's my analysis of the business. I started by feeling like he should sell. I finished by feeling that he should stick with it, not sell to anybody. But ultimately, it sounds like he did a little bit of both, or a little bit of both. Either answer was good and bad, because he could have made a lot of money had he stuck it out. But at the same time, I understand where he's coming from. He's an entrepreneur, wants to get on to his next opportunity, next idea, and of course, he did things right this time. He found a niche, low overhead, low debt, and really just showed the value and the opportunity that he had with this business. And that's my review. So thank you.